What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we are taking a look at something that is absolutely incredible and probably most definitely is going to be in my top 10 figures of the year. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new Horseman Studios Figura Obscura Ganesha. Oh my god, I never thought I'd have a Ganesha action figure. I mean, guys, just look at that damn artwork. Holy crap. That is beautiful artwork. I mean, you get to see the temple. Incredible. Incredible. Here's some stories of Ganesha. There you go. Like a little bit of history on them, and then kind of like one of the most famous stories, which if you don't read it there, I am going to go over it. This is actually I don't know if character is the right word, but this is a entity that I actually know a lot about. I used to be an art student, and a lot of art, we did like a lot of stuff when I was a kid about Hindu art and all of that stuff. So I learned a lot about Ganesha when I was young. And so when this came out and this was revealed, I was like, oh my god, I have to have this. So here is the backdrop that you're going to be able to get with this. You know, they do like that magnetic box. Very, very nice. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Try to take a picture with it. I don't usually use them in photography, but... And then over here, you get to see I always forget how to say his name. Kerketi, which is his brother and his peacock, and we'll talk about that story. That was one of the stories that was brought up on here. And then you have his father, Shiva, and his mother, Pravati. And I'm very... Like, look at that artwork. Yeah, this is his father and his mother. The artwork is just... incredible artwork. If they made both of them, I'd probably get them as well. You get to see the bottom here, barcode. I don't think that's gonna help. Then on the top you get the awesome like Hindu, like I don't know what that's called. It kind of looks like henna, but I don't think henna is Hindu, but it does look like henna. And obviously you get the Ganesha, his mouse, and the golden mango. So yeah, with that being said, I am so excited to get this open. So with that, let's go ahead and do just that. So getting Ganesha out of the packaging, let's all just take a minute and acknowledge how beautiful this thing is. This is no exaggeration when I say this is one of the best action figures I have ever reviewed. And I don't mean just from Horseman or this year. I mean all action figures ever that I have in my collection. This will go down as one of my favorite pieces that I own. It is incredible in every single way. And I cannot wait to talk about it. This is probably going to be a longer video, so strap up. Get that seatbelt on. We got a lot to talk about and unpack here, and I'm going to be giving a little bit of Ganesha's lore. As like I said, this is a entity or character, if you want to call him, that I'm pretty familiar with and I find very appealing and interesting. Hence why I wanted to order this as soon as I could. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into it. So some of you are probably wondering, what the hell am I looking at right now? Who is Ganesha? Why does he have an elephant head? Why does he have 4 arms? So I don't know exactly. I think that 4 arms thing is just a design thing. I mean, he is a god. He's the son of Shiva and Pravati. I don't remember if I said that already, so I apologize if I did. But they were on the side of the box. It's been a couple days since I did the unboxing part of this. But yes, he is a god. And there's a little bit of fluctuation with the story as to how Ganesha got his elephant head, but the story that I find the most appealing is that his mother was attempting to bathe in the bathroom and his father was out, and when Shiva came back he wanted to see his mother, but his mother instructed him, Ganesha, to guard the door, and his dad chopped his fucking head off because he was so mad. He was like, how dare you do that? And with instant regret, apparently he found the closest dead animal, Shiva that is, which was an elephant, and took the head from there and attached it to Ganesha. Yeah. So, very weird stuff, but, you know, it paid off for bro in the end. I mean, just look at the paintwork here and the sculpt of the elephant head. For Horseman, can you please just do an articulated elephant? Please, like a 1/6 scale articulated elephant. Just do an animal line. Nobody does animals better than you guys. Hasbro does decent ones, but you guys do amazing animals. You get to see this halo thing. I don't exactly know what this is called. This does come out of his back, but I like to leave it in there. It's very nice. Look at the paint on that. That is insane. Insane paintwork. You get his helmet. That's incredible. The best paint job I think I've ever seen on an action figure. Everything is painted. All of it is nice and bright and vibrant and metallic. And it goes on very nicely. But taking a look at the Asian elephant head sculpt. It looks so good. The paint in the ears is good. This paintwork down the front, like down the snout, is fantastic. The sculpt of the trunk is incredible. But that nice dry brush over the gray. And this beautiful, like, overspray on the white. The tusks have a nice wash in it, or I should say tusk and a half, and then just moving his head out. This is an accessory. Oh, technically all this is accessories. All this can come off, but I put the beads because it's like a sign of prosperity and he likes jewelry. I mean, just look at the paintwork on this chest piece here. It's nuts. It's nuts. And then that's carried all the way into the belt as well. The golds look fantastic. Everything is punched in and detailed. I don't think I've ever seen a paint job like this. This is remarkable. Get that nice overspray. That dry brush looks fantastic. All these bracelets and stuff are separate pieces. I just put these on here because this is the order that I like them in. But you can do whatever you want with them. There's really no rhyme or reason to that. There is extra ones too. I'll show them when we get to accessories. But it's painted all the way around. All the bracelets on all four of the arms are well done. And then obviously you get these pants that are soft goods. And it like the way that they did them is so high quality and nice. And then you get the anklets. The toes are painted. Yeah, this thing is freaking beautiful. Holy crap, it's amazing. I was opening it up with my girlfriend, and I just was like gushing over it the whole time. Like this thing's nuts, man. It's nuts. Nuts. I love it. Looks fantastic, but it looks even better with the hat on. I mean, ooh, man, this John's cool. But I think it excels in accessories. He comes with so much. So the first thing, which I kind of forgot to put back on, is this bendy wire like scarf thing with some metallic gold and green. So this just kind of rests there. I mean, but you can do whatever you want with it because it's bendy wired. Beautiful. All right, let's start this pile here. So he does come with another like bandolier. It goes this way, but I don't want to put too much on there, but the paint on this looks great. Nice, all punched in gold and silver. Looks really good. Very nice, very nice. And as promised, he does come with additional bracelets. So, again, you can mix and match where you want them. Punched in details on all of these are so nice. I mean, like, look, all those studs are painted. That's crazy, crazy work, man. Beautiful. So great stuff there. And then you get this set of beads too, but I kind of just had him hold this one because this is kind of small for his neck and just kind of hinders articulation, but there's a lot of paint on it. A lot of paint. Oh, sorry. Forgot a bracelet. There's so much in this box. There's another bracelet. You do get like a book which tells the stories. I haven't gotten around to reading this yet. Parvati, the wisdom, the golden mango story. All right, you're gonna have to believe me that I didn't read this yet. But this is the only accessory that I wish he came with that he didn't, because this is like a pivotal point in Ganesha's story, like his lore, is that they had this golden mango that offered endless prosperity and like joy and happiness, and his parents were like, all right, whoever can circle the globe 3 times first will get it, right? And so Ganesha he rides a big rat, whereas his brother, I always forget his brother's name. Kevarki? I forget his name, but the god of war he rides a giant peacock. So obviously the peacock is going to be faster than the rat. So what a tell of his wisdom, which obviously elephants represent wisdom most of the time, is that Ganesha got his parents next to each other and walked around them 3 times. And that was him circling his world. And he got the mango for that. So, Karaketi. Yeah. There you go. I'm like reading it. Yeah. I mean, you can pause and read that. But from the first section, that's what it says. Yeah. So... And then, again, I don't want it to seem like I read this. Read these on your own. These are really cool. So, real quick, while we're talking about that story, he does come with a rat. Obviously, he doesn't come with a giant rat for in the ride. I'd buy it if he did, but this rat looks freaking beautiful. It's a great rat. He also comes with some interchangeable hands, including 4 grip hands, 2 open hands, and then the palm with the peg on it. Which is really just for the tray of sweets, because he loves sweets, and we'll get to that in a second. But man, just look at the crisp sculpt on that. That is awesome. All right. But the tail of his tusk, this is his tusk here, was that there was a prophet who was writing something, but he forgot his pen. He wanted to write the story, but he had no pen. And so the story that I like the most, I'll have to read and see what Four Horsemen put on there, is that Ganesha broke it off immediately and broke off his tusk immediately, and that was like a sign of like sacrifice for the greater good, as the story that was being written was like part of the not the Quran, whatever the scripture is that the Hindu religion follows. I forget what it's called, but and so a big part of it was written from Ganesha. So, which is really, really cool. There's other stories as to how he broke it, but that's my favorite, is that he sacrificed it for the greater good. And then he has this axe, which again is just incredible. Look at the paintwork on that. That looks like an official axe. He's usually seen holding an empty hand or with lotuses, but in this instance, he doesn't come with that. The axe in this backhand up here, the tusk in his back left hand, and then in his front left hand is the tray of sweets. That is typically how he's depicted. And then this is just like an open hand. So, I'll show you the pose at the end. He comes with an interchangeable trunk, because typically, as I said, the tray of sweets is typically held in the front left hand. He's often depicted with his trunk grasping toward the sweets, because he loves food. That's his thing. He comes, speaking of food, he comes with a plate of grapes. They look fantastic. Very nice. There's even a little notch there to help him hold it a little bit better. So put his thumb there. All right, I did that a little hard, but he does hold it. He comes with a bundle of 3 apples. You're a little too close, buddy. Apples. There's like so much paint on them. There's like 3 shades on the apple alone. It's nuts. And then the most detailed bananas in my collection. They even painted each tip of the nanya. That is, or like each tip of the finger. That is nuts. Crazy. And then the last thing that he comes with is this stool. Again, looks great. Love the wash on there. All these studs are painted very nicely. And you can like have them crisscross to sit on this. So great amount of accessories. Now, obviously, Four Horsemen isn't necessarily known for their articulation. But I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised with how good his articulation is. You would expect that this head is not going to move, right? You'd be wrong. Let's even take this off. He can go all the way up. Pivot side to side. Rotate. Oh my god. Great head movement. Fantastic. The ears, they do pop out a little easy, but they each have a hinge and swivel, which adds so much personality to Ganesha. Like, you can have him, like, angry, if you put them back like that, fixes. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but, I mean, it's part of his design. Like, fix this. Come on. Quick here, we got a lot to do. Like that is so badass. Ew. That is super awesome. In terms of articulation on the arms, I'm just going to do the one arm. They're all the same. The arm goes up and down and will rotate. Each arm is the same. Single jointed elbow that only gets about 90, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. And then the diaphragm joint, I really have not been able to get mine to move, but maybe that's just me. It does move. I know it does, but mine's pretty stiff, so I don't want to break it. And plus, it kind of messes up the soft goods, and I don't really need his waist to move. Because see, now it like untucked his pants, which it didn't come like that. I did that, and obviously it shouldn't be the case. But let me see. You might have to like tuck this up there with like something. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, that doesn't work great, the waist, but I mean, again, I don't really care. The hips will go out. Almost full splits. Let's take a look at this, guys. Chunky legs, short chunky legs, no drop hinge, okay? That's pretty much splits. Let's take a look at our maximum Spider-Man here, okay? Drop the hinge all the way down, go out. The elephant gets more. Y'all are getting scammed with this shit. Y'all are getting freaking scammed. Whatever, I bought it too. So there is a thigh swivel up there, single jointed knee. You just have to make sure you're bending it at the right spot. You don't want to break it, and then that'll rotate as well. And then the ankles are the perfect kinds of ankles. They rotate, go down all the way, up all the way, and pivot. So again, beautiful, beautiful articulation for what it needs to be. Is it the most fun figure to pose? No. But it poses good in any pose you want to put it in, if that makes sense. Like anything you would want to put Ganesha in, he can do it, and he'll look fantastic while at it. Here he is next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzler's Fortnite Series Peely. And as you can see, he's very tall, even without the helmet. He's about the same size, like to the top of the head, as King Kong. Obviously, with the hat or helmet, I don't know. He's taller, but I would say I even would want him a little bit bigger. Like, I want him to be... He's a big presence on the shelf already, but I wouldn't have minded if he was even bigger than this. Here he is next to the McFarlane Toys' Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men series Darwin. And then finally, here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If series Zombie Captain America. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but the trunk, the straight one, is bendy. It is a bendy wire. It's a very good bendy wire, and it'll obviously rotate at the trunk for the attachment. So it should be no surprise, but some of you might be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And it's incredible. I love it. I absolutely love it. There's nothing. I have like almost zero complaints about it. Like I'm actually genuinely like sitting here looking at it, thinking, what is a problem I have? And I can't tell you. I really, really can't tell you. The paint is incredible on this. The sculpt is so clean and crisp. He comes with so much stuff, and the articulation is what it needs to be. I mean, what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for? And for a reasonable price. With prices these days, $70 for this thing is not bad. Not bad at all. Especially when this poo-poo is $50, okay? For $20 more, you get more paint and accessories than you get with this entire figure, okay? And I don't want to hear licensing. I'm tired of that excuse. But, yeah, this is an incredible piece and will go down in history as one of my favorite figures I own. I love it. I hope we get more stuff like this. It makes me want to go back and get Anubis and whoever the other one was from the Egyptian mythos and Mask of the whatever. I might be all in on this Figura Obscura line, okay? Because this is great. So with that being said, at that price point of $70, I'm giving it like an 11 out of 10. I'm in love. But with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I am sure you will too. But as always, let me know. Did you cop? You copping? Because you should. This is a good figure. See you guys in the next one. Peace. What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.